Ousted from office after only a year on the job, a judge has stripped St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery of his badge. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on 5 Plus, streaming app for 5 on your side at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike Bush has the night off. Tonight, Montgomery remains in jail on a separate federal charge. Today's order comes after a 5-day state trial last month. 5 on your side's Laura Barcheski has new reaction from one of Montgomery's attorneys.
Retired Judge Stephen Omer said in a 10-page order, St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery willfully neglected his official duties and should be immediately removed from office after only being on the job for nearly a year. Omer ruled Montgomery violated his duties on 2 of the 6 misconduct claims brought forward by the Missouri Attorney General's office: the unlawful detention of Tammy Ross, the deputy jail commissioner, and the unlawful detention of a former employee who was working as a private security guard. Omer said, quote, "Both actions by Montgomery speak loud and clear of an abuse of power." One of Montgomery's attorneys, retired Judge David Mason, says their team is disappointed by this order.
Our position is that there was lawful conduct on the part of the sheriff when he held that gun back for a little bit because he was worried about whether or not the situation would, escalate, and that he was lawful in his belief that Tammy Ross was interfering with his exercise of a duty of his office. We hold to that position.
Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway said, quote, "Corruption in public office must not be tolerated. The removal of Alfred Montgomery is a win for the people of St. Louis and a step towards restoring integrity and trust in our government and the rule of law." Judge Omer says under state law, Montgomery doesn't have the authority to enforce criminal laws, calling both actions an interference of police investigations, quote, "clearly in an effort to enforce criminal laws." Mason disagrees.
The law actually gives him the right to engage in activities as a law enforcement authority if they are ancillary to what he's doing as a sheriff.
Do you believe he was wrongfully removed then from office?
Yeah, obviously, given everything that I've just said, I don't think that the removal was appropriate under the facts in the law.
Montgomery remains jailed in federal custody as he waits for his felony trial on witness tampering and intimidation charges.
He's tried to be a good public servant, and he doesn't understand why anything that people are saying that he's done will rise to the level of keeping him in prison when there's so many people out there who've done worse, who are running free, particularly around Christmas time.
The judge ruled he cannot return to the job even if he's acquitted. Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
Judge Mason says attorneys plan to file an appeal. For right now, interim sheriff John Hayden will continue serving in the role. St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer wants sole authority to appoint a replacement, but the Board of Aldermen could file for a special election.